Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am back with another interesting topic in the Tosca automation playlist.
So continuing with our automation obstacles for Tosca, we are looking at the third obstacle. And this one is marked as hard. So there would be some challenge in this particular obstacle. So let's see what this obstacle is. So here it is saying, let's assume your application as a test generates an offer ID every time you click on the according button. So this particular button, unfortunately, it gets added to the table randomly. Find a way to automate a stable test step that clicks the button, okay, and then buffers the generated offer ID and enter it into the text box. The test steps needs to run every time, okay. So here there will be an order ID which will be added into this particular table as a row, okay. So when we click on this generate order ID, so you can see here, this is the order ID which has been generated. Now we need to select this and then enter it here. Okay, and then this particular riddle will be solved. But the problem is when we click on this generate order ID, okay, so this time you see it is added here. The next time it will be added here. Okay, so the position is not consistent. It is changing the row number every time. Okay, so that's the problem here, and that's the challenge actually which you need to solve. Okay, so if you already know the solution, then go ahead and complete this challenge. If not, I'm going to tell you how you should solve this particular challenge. Okay, so first let's go ahead and go into the modules and let's go into obstacles, and then we are going to scan this particular application. Okay, so I'm going to scan this. And here, currently it is not showing me that particular table, as you can see here. So I'm going to increase the filtered items. And then I am going to come here and then we are going to look for the order ID. Okay, so this is the order ID you can see here. And as you can see, it's not actually a table. Okay, it looks like a table on the page, but it is not because it doesn't contain any rows and tables. Everything is a div element. So you need to consider this as a div element. Now here is the order. You can see here order number, right? But if we go ahead and select this element, so currently this order number is present, but the next time we click on generating the order, then the order number will change. Also, this particular element will not be in this same position. So our test case will obviously fail. Okay. Now, what you need to do here is, first of all, we need to remove this inner text because this inner text is dynamically changing. Okay, so we cannot use this. We can use the tag div, but as soon as we remove the inner text, our item becomes, or the element becomes not unique, right? So Tosca now cannot identify this element because everything is a div tag right here. So in this case, obviously, when we don't have any properties to fall back upon, we have to change the identification mechanism, right? So instead of properties, now let's go ahead and look out for identify by anchor. Okay, so change the identification method. Okay, so let's choose anchor. And now we are going to look out for anchor control. So the best possible anchor control here could be the order ID, right? So this is also div element. And no matter where this order ID is placed in this particular table, it will always be besides this number, the order ID value, right? So this is the best possible anchor control through which you can identify this control, which is the actual order ID. Okay. So here, what we are going to do is I'm going to drag this order ID and place it in the anchor control. And now you will see that the selected item is unique. Okay. So using that order ID text, we are identifying the actual order number. Okay. So we are using that text as an anchor control to identify the other control, basically. So let's now decrease this filtered items. And now I also want to select the generate order ID link and the text box. So these are the three controls which I want. Now I'm going to save this and close this and come here. I'm going to rename this module first. Okay, and here. And now, since I selected this order ID control first, it is here, but I need to make sure that my test steps are in the right order, right? So first I need to click on this link, then I need to buffer this or somehow store this somewhere, and then I need to enter this into the text box, okay? So we are going to rename this because this is not the order ID which we'll be getting. So I'm going to rename it to order ID. So here I'm going to create a test case. So let's create a test case here. And then I'm going to rename this. And then I'm going to drag my module here, right? Now we have solved the first problem, which is to basically find out where this particular order is, and we can identify this element. So next challenge is to buffer the generated offer ID, okay, and enter it into this edit box. So it's quite simple to buffer that. Okay, so first we are going to click on this and then we are going to buffer this. So I will change the action mode to buffer here. And I am going to select inner text because the inner text will actually contain the order ID. And then I'm going to name it order ID here. And then here I'm going to use the buffer value. Okay. So order ID. Okay, so this is my test step. You can see here, first it is clicking on this link, then it is identifying this element, getting the inner text and storing it in a buffer name called order ID. And that buffer will contain the actual order ID value, which I can use it to enter it into the text field. Okay, so that's the logic which you need to implement here. Now let's go here and we'll change the work state to completed, and then we are going to run this quickly. Okay, so as you can see, it grabbed the order ID and then it entered it into the text box. Okay, so the order ID generated is the same which we have entered here, which means our challenge has been completed. Okay, so I would say this was a good obstacle to practice, and you will face this kind of challenges a lot of times in your application. So this is how you can basically find out an element which doesn't have any properties using the identify by anchor method. And then you can buffer the value which you have selected, and then you can enter it into the edit box. Okay, so all three steps have been covered here.
That's all for this particular video. If you have any questions, then please leave it in the comments. If you like this video, then please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.